if you're good at something, you can get good at other stuff.
Right.
And if the thing you're doing is sucking the life out of you, hey, done. I mean, most entrepreneurs have several lives, you know,
especially in this environment with, you know, the emergence of AI, which is something you're really bullish on right now. I think you have Martell Ventures that you're investing in AI first companies.
Dude, every month we launch a new company.
Every month.
Every month, dude.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that. So obviously, you know, some people are seeing AI and maybe the extent of it is just, I can talk to ChatGPT a little bit, but like, what do you think most people are missing about this AI revolution that you see? Because clearly you have a whole new company for it.
Oh,
right? What are most people missing about this revolution?
Yeah, the biggest thing I think people are not seeing is the impact to the world when AI plus robotics really come together. So I track 10 very cool robotics companies, you know, like.
Can we get any of them on the podcast?
Yeah, like, I mean, Tesla, they have Optimus. You've got Boston Robotics, your Boston Dynamics. There's a bunch of them in China. There's 4 out of the 10 in China. And if you look at their essentially humanoid robots, I mean, they are breakdancing, backflipping, unpacking groceries, putting stuff away, working on assembly lines. Like, this is not science fiction. Right. If you watch the videos, your brain will want to say that's not real, that's CGI.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I've seen some of these. Some of them, they, on average, they weigh about 108 pounds. They're little. They're 4'2", 4'5". They're small by design.
So not big enough to overtake.
No, that's the whole point.
Yeah. Because
somebody's smart enough to not make them too big.
Yeah.
But I will say, you put a gun on its back, it doesn't change anything. You know, like the dog one from Boston Dynamics. I'm like, that one freaks me out. Man. Like, and he just needs a friggin' pistol on his back, and now we got issues. So. I think that's a big one. The other thing is the whole middleman category of anything. So if you interact with people live, HVAC, chiropractor, doctor, painter, like I mean, even painting, you could say robotics could do that. But like, I think interacting with people, good place to be. The middleman, anything that you're moving information around, processing stuff, dude, AI on all forms and fashions are going to be way more advanced, more capable, run 24/7, be more creative.
Yeah.
And so what I've told people is I truly can't tell you what the future is going to look like 18 months from now. And the truth is there a risk that, like, you know, artificial super intelligence overcomes artificial general intelligence? Yeah, it's real. I'm not going to say that there isn't potential for a very dark future. However, if our jobs as humans is to participate in the world we live in, it's like, unless you're going to give up your phones and go live in the woods.
Right.
Okay. No. All right. You're still here.
Right.
Cool. You then go learn AI. Like, go be in the ecosystem, learn how these automation tools work.
Yeah.
Make it part of your day. Like ChatGPT or its equivalents like Claude or Gemini or whatever you want to use. Yes, it's a mandatory. Like, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mentor a bunch of kids, and the other day I was running one of my programs called King's Club, 100 kids in the room. That's all I can fit in this room.
Yeah.
I said, how many of you guys were taught AI in class? Raise your hand. No hands go up. None.
Wow.
And one kid screams out, we get in trouble if we use AI.
Wow.
Oh, that's interesting. Then you the counterpart to that is skip to 3 hours prior where I'm walking around my office and I tell everybody, if you don't use AI every day, I will you're off the team. There's no debate.
Right.
And so your entire company, you walk through the office and have to use AI.
Show me your history.
Wow.
100%. Show me your ChatGPT history or Gemini. Like, show me the history. If you haven't used it in 5 days and you're just being lazy, AF, like irresponsibly lazy, super not productive, impossible for you to be the best for the rest of the team.
Right.
You're just being ignorant. Like, stop it.
Right.
I'm not even.
Willful ignorance at that.
Yeah, there's zero more tolerance. Like, I made this decision 3 months ago because I was trying to be polite and I was trying to train everybody and all this stuff. And I did all this stuff. And then somebody asked me, to go, how do you get your team to adopt it? I said, well, you train them and teach them. And then I was like, but they're still not doing it. Sure, support's doing it. Sure, whatever. But then I'm like, finance, why are you guys still doing bullshit? Like, automate this thing, you know? And media team, show me the tools you're using to support you in the editing and the production and the ideation. And they're like, oh yeah, we kind of play. No. I want you, we're going full integration. So it's kind of wild to think that in schools right now, they're not allowed to use it to get in trouble. And in my company, if you don't use it, you're in trouble. So there's this massive gap of opportunity. So any person that just decides to stop watching Netflix and start watching YouTube videos on using AI for their job, I'm talking every position, you will just dramatically put yourself at the top of the value chain.
Yeah.
Like just by being generally interested in it.
Yeah, we're I'm still ignorant to how much it can actually do. ChatGPT alone, right?
Yeah.
Well, you just don't build, you got to force yourself. So I call it habit stacking. When I teach this, so I speak at Tony Robbins Business Mastery.
Okay.
I'm the AI guy.
Wow.
So I've got, 10,000 people in the room and I'm sharing with them how to integrate it. First thing I teach them is habit stack it into your routine.
Okay.
So every morning I have a chair I sit in. It's where I read. Before I read, I do 3 prompts. Crazy prompts, wild prompts, whatever, like literally, what's the meaning of world or, whatever. Like you got just because what you want to do is build the habit. Habit stack it before I read. And guess what? Sometimes I'm like, I don't like the book I'm reading. So I'm like, hey, what are 3 other better books in this book? And then it tells me, I'm like, ooh, that's a good prompt. Or, this was crazy. 2 years ago, I'm a big fan of Think and Grow Rich. It's the book I give to every kid that's in my mentorship. And I think we've given around 8,000 copies. So
wow.
Yeah. I want to give it to every high school kid in my city as a social economic experiment. So I asked it, okay, based on this book, what are the other books mentioned in that book? And then keep going back 150 years. And it gave me the top 200 books that influenced Think and Grow Rich.
Oh my goodness.
That's all I've been reading for the last 2 years.
That's
levels. Oh yeah. It's got it all.
Wow.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I? If I think that book's the best book, what are the books that influence that book? What are the books that influence that book? And keep going. It's kind of, and it's neat when you step back, you're like, oh geez, it starts with like religion and philosophy and then the new world thought and all this stuff. It's really,
wow.
Yeah. So can it do that? And oh yeah, it can. I mean, now it does everything. It can, there's this new model that I use almost exclusively called the O3 model in GPT. And it's a research model, which means it has access to the internet. So, and
I use that model too. Yeah.
You watch the thinking. It talks. Do you notice it talks to itself? Like it's wild, dude. It writes code. I gave it a transcript. I sit on a board and I couldn't make the meeting. I gave it the transcript of the board meeting. And then I gave it the board information. Like they give us a board package before. So I uploaded the board package, which was like 5 documents, financial documents, strategy documents, whatever, product stuff, and the transcript of the last board meeting. And I said, then act as an investor. I'm the investor. I sit on the board. And then tell me the 10 things I should know as an investor and what are the questions I should ask the CEO based on what was shared. I'm not even joking. I could have never correlated what it correlated and saw. It saw the discrepancies between what they said and what was reported. Just saying. I don't think it was malicious. I'm just saying there was. It talked about the tariffs. It talked about this. It talked about that. So then I get on a call with the CEO and I said, I apologize for missing the board meeting. I just have like a few questions if you got a few minutes. He's like, yeah, what's up? And I asked him the first one. He goes, wow, that's a really good question.
It's almost like
the second one. Oh, I wish you were on the board meeting. I'm like, I only have a few more. Dude,
it's almost like getting the limitless pill.
Dude, it is. Yeah. It is. You just have to use it.
You just have to use it.
Yeah. And you have to give it everything. Like right now, if you've been using it, one of my favorite prompts is based on what you know about me, predict the next 3 years of my life.
That's whoa, dude. That's
it did an amazing job. Because again, it knew everything going on in my life. It knew that I was doing Martell Ventures. It knew what I was searching. It knew the
which is why it's so important to feed it as much as you can.
You got to talk to it more. Yeah. And I really enjoy the, and this is one I teach the kids because I think a lot of people, when they get inside their head, it's really tough. Like most people don't have somebody to talk to, right? And when we're in our thoughts, it's just not a good place to be.
Right.
So a couple weeks ago when I was doing my Kings Club program, I showed them how I use the voice. There's a little button on the app in ChatGPT. You hit the voice and it's a little blue thing that talks to you. It's like, hi, Dan, how can I help? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm really struggling with this decision. I'm involved in these 2 companies and here's the situation. Could you ask me some questions to like maybe get some clarity and then give me some thoughts on what I should do next? It's like, I would love to, Dan. Well, based on what you told me, and it asked me questions. I talked to it for 22 minutes. At the end of it, I was like, oh, why? Because it knew everything I'd ever gave it before. It knew what I just told him I was strong with. It knows who I am. It knows where my goals are because I've talked to it about my goals.
Yeah.
And then it gave me a list of sequences to think about. Now, I did have to know how to talk to it, but even saying to it, I don't know how to talk to you. Can you please prompt me based on the things you're missing? Is actually a really good way to use it.
Yeah.
You had a tweet recently, an Instagram post recently go viral about the prompts, how you prompt ChatGPT. Yep. Do you remember that?
I mean, I use it every day.
Yeah, can you please share that prompt? Because I saved that and started using it. That's been revolutionary.
Yeah, and if anybody's listening, they want that document, just message me prompt on my Instagram. Okay.
He's giving you all the sauce.
I'm a big fan of like, take it, use it, remix it. It's yours. I don't care.
I was telling him literally on the way down here, I was like, somebody had on the same coaching call, someone was like, I don't know if anybody even asked anything. You were just like, hey, just so you know, like anything I've ever created.
To remind them.
Yeah, like it's yours, right? It's like,
take it, do all, make money with it, help people, give me zero credit. I don't care.
And we kind of, have a similar philosophy because our goal is to decrease the wealth gap by $100 billion, right? By helping at least, 100,000 people achieve their first 1 million in net worth. But we know that part of that is going to come from helping the industry at large, right? It's like, hey, look, we're already at capacity, right? It's like, here, take our frameworks. This is what we do. This is how we do it. We just want to help people, right? It doesn't matter if we get the credit, right? We don't matter if we get the attribution. We just want to help. And so just to see somebody at your level who does it in the most genuine way and there's no ulterior motive is super impactful.
Well, there is always an ulterior motive in the sense that it just makes sense.
This makes sense.
Yeah. I read a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorites.
And there was a quote that says something like, if you'll achieve anything if you don't care who gets the credit.
You'll achieve anything if you don't.
Yeah. So I was just like, I don't need the credit. I just want the book to be out there and serve the world. And I just want people to buy back their time and learn how to use AI.
Speaking of which,
I gotta answer this.
Fair.
So this is, and again, it changes so often, but this works today.
Yeah.
And I did it 5-6 times already.
Mm-hmm.
First thing in the prompt to make the AI work the right way is you got to tell it how to act. Why? Because the AI knows everything.
Yeah.
And if you don't tell it how to say, act like a tax expert, then it doesn't know what body of information in its neural net for it to like ignore and zero in on. Okay. So they say, act like a tax expert. And then you got to give it as much context as you can.
Okay.
So it's like, that's where I upload the board deck or I tell it about my situation, Then I give it very specific instructions of what I want. So now that you act like a tax expert, here's all my tax stuff. I need you to put, you give it the request.
Right.
Then the last part is the format.
Okay.
And the format's a big one because I'm a big fan of numbered bulleted lists. Don't ask me why, but I just like short,
framework
tight. Just like I like it short, tight, clean.
Yeah.
So then the format, you tell it. The output should be short, concise, format, or it could be in a spreadsheet, or it could be format could be write the code for the app. Like, dude, it's crazy. Write the macro for the spreadsheet that allows me to import that into Google Sheets or something. It's bananas what it can do. So, and then you hit enter.
Yeah.
And it just, and you're just like, winner, winner, chicken dinner. That is how you make AI magic.
Wow. That's powerful. Speaking of the book, this is a really amazing book. And I think everybody should read it. I've read it twice. How many of these copies of this book do we have to buy to get you to come speak at our event in July?
Well, that's a calendar thing, and that's an answer.
He did it on the show.
He did it live.
He did it.
There's no way.
It's true. But it's true.
I don't know.
Yeah. It has no idea. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll reach out. I'll see if
because honestly, I love your guys' energy. I said that when I first met you guys. So if it works.
If it works, right? Yeah. If it doesn't, buy the book and it'll be worth it. But no, thank you so much, man. This has been amazing. I do have one or two more questions. One is you've gone all in on media recently. Well, past few years.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
And it's working.
It's working,
by the way,
in a major way.
In a major
I think that's why you guys are here.
Exactly.
I'm reading the thing, and I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah. And so, what has going all in? Because you were immensely successful. Had already exited business. You didn't need to do everything you're doing now. You don't need to do Elite. You don't need to do the media stuff. But what has it taught you? Like going all in on media, what has it taught you about yourself, about just business, and about life in general since you've gone all in?
Question.
Yeah.
Usually I answer this through the lens of like the difference between amateur and pro. Because that's what happened. People say, what did you change? They think it's like some kind of weird algorithm. No, I just decided to take it seriously.
Decided to go pro.
Let me tell you what I've learned.
Okay.
This is actually a funner question when I reflect inside. One is everything you want exists on the other side of your ability to communicate.